previously on D&D Kinda.
Benedict. The scimitar that you're holding is covered in blood, and you're walking through the middle of this courtyard full of dead bodies. As you're approaching the door swings open, and there is a tall orc. He looks up and just sees the carnage, and he says,
"Everything that I have was just taken from me. Who has done this?"
I wish I could tell you. It seems like they all did it to each other.
If you promise to help me in my journey, I will teach you the ways of the druid.
I will, but I will have you know that I am to seek vengeance on something for myself. There was an orphanage that I've came from. I need to destroy it and save my brothers in it. We were forced to fight each other, kill each other, for other people's pleasure.
I will help you.
and then in front of you, he transforms into a bear and invites you to climb on his back. And together, you both leave.
What do you hope to accomplish? You've done nothing but cause turmoil in my keep. What say you?
All of these things that have been happening, these creatures, you two, and I point at the two guards, we fought you the other night and you were not guards. This man who says he's the nobleman has been distracting everybody by giving away things. So I ask you again, what is your end goal?
You haven't seen me. You haven't fought my guards. This is another lie that you were trying to peddle, which is sad coming from the god of life, or so whoever you claim to follow. I don't give to deceive. I give because we thrive.
I rush the guard that's speaking and grab him by the throat and cast tongues on him.
Topher, you cast tongues on this guard, and as you do, it translates mid-sentence and says,
Chamber of the Seals. We are here to find it. Break the seals. Free the Dark Lord. The seal's knowledge rests there. We must find it. Find the chamber. Kill the guild. Break the seals. Free Ball.
and he's just repeating this over and over.
I turn around and just glance over the crowd. And whenever I do that, my eyes go back to normal. And then I just walk back next to these two. Not like cocky-ish, but kind of like, we told you, you know, like this is going on. So,
Anybody else want to do anything?
Yeah, Hamilton loudly proclaims, "Fuck Chrysalix."
This was the move.
And then, and he's still stroking himself through his robe.
Great.
More vigorously now.
Great. No one's dead.
Well, somebody was dead.
Yeah, but not anymore. But you should be losing wood, if anything.
Well, that's why he's doing
that
it more
possum just
vigorously.
slides right off.
I got possums out here to please, all right?
Does Hamilton want to actually say anything, or is he just...
Oh, fuck Chrysalix. Yeah.
I don't think anyone in this room does do that.
You'd be like, what? Okay, yeah, well, yeah, fuck Chrysalix.
Well, no, I'm just saying it more so to like Benedict and Topher.
Okay. I thought you were
As
like
like-
addressing the crowd, like
No,
a
as like-
matter-of-fact statement.
as like justification
I fucked
of our
Chrysalix.
decisions, for our decisions.
I knew it.
I fuck Chrysalix.
God damn it.
I ran out of possums.
Yes.
Wow. There's a lot that just happened.
The guild. I'm fixated on that.
Okay, so as this is happening, Topher, you step back in line with Hamilton and Benedict, and whenever this happens, like everyone in the room just immediately, like, they hear exactly what's going on, and they are panicking.
I want to like yell at everybody and tell them to leave because I feel like we're about to fight these guys.
Can you do that in character voice, please? Leave, because we're about to fight these guys.
Everyone, form a single file line and calmly leave the building.
Hamilton searches the walls to look for a fire alarm.
Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
There's literally a little box with a gnome inside of it, and behind stained glass that says "break in case of flame." The glass barely cracks, and he just like busts out, and he's butt naked. He's like, wee woo, wee woo, just running.
Follow that guy.
Nah, he busts out of the case riding a possum, just like.
I hate this possum. I hate this possum.
I think the idea is that you just try to give it a little bit of love, and you'll be satisfied. If you just hate it, it's not going to like it. Put it on your dick.
Okay.
All right. So people they start leaving.
Yeah.
And in the middle of this, the line starts to I wouldn't say line forms. It's probably people are pretty panicky right now. So they're rushing the exit. And as this happens, the line or the rush towards the exit starts to break apart, and you see from the break, Liam actually breaks out through the crowd, and he's like, "What is going on here?"
And as they're running, I want to shout out,
"Vote for Benedict, next nobleman campaign, next nobleman." I got it.
Just carve vote for Benedict into the star. You just cast stone shape, and there it is. On the ground.
Vote for Benedict.
Okay, so Liam busts in and asks what is going on.
I mean, I'm sure he can see what's going on the stage. The guy's still talking. The nobleman's panicked, and the other guy's still cutting himself.
And Hamilton chimes in with a "Haven't you people ever heard of closing the door?"
No.
Liam just backhands the shit out of you. Then he starts to panic.
Yeah.
Oh, well, imagine. As I'm pacing the pews like a possum.
A sudden disco.
I'm pacing the pews like a possum. Okay, so I would say whenever he breaks in and he hears this, the nobleman immediately pulls out a knife and jabs it into the guy that's speaking's throat, just to get him to shut up.
Yeah.
Now whenever he does this, Liam sees this and immediately reacts and turns back towards you guys, because you guys have been I wouldn't say you guys have caused a lot of direct harm, but you guys, up to this point, you guys have kind of been a thorn in his side.
Yeah, naturally. Yeah.
Because he didn't believe you. And then whenever he sees this, he hears what's going on. He hears the words that's being spoken. He sees this magma type blood that's coming out of this creature's arm, and he sees the nobleman react this way. He connects all the dots immediately, as well as seeing the real nobleman's body that is on the ground here. And he turns and he starts to file people out the exit. And at the point in time where this guard takes this damage to the throat, he's obviously pouring magma out, he can no longer speak, and I would say it breaks him out of this. I would also say that everyone's probably filtered out, and in the city outside, just to give you guys a little bit of context, these people all run out and they hear the rumors of what's going on, and now the rumors that the nobleman has been revealed as being a fraud and not tearing down literally, but bringing the city to its knees, it's already running rampant throughout the city. But now this other rumor is stacking on top of that. So this entire city is in disarray and complete and total disbelief. And I would say mortified and terrified of what's going on. So back inside the keep, I would say at this point, the spells probably, I would say they're still active, but there's really no point in them being there, because they are commanded to do these things. How long does the spell last? Is it a minute?
1 round.
Okay, I would probably say that would be over.
Probably.
But it probably accomplished the goal. So
Yeah,
I would assume so.
All goals were accomplished. Our original goal was to create pandemonium. That was the goal.
Okay. So the nobleman has a cut on his hand, And both of his guards, one of them is bleeding profusely, and the other is relatively fine. You guys are still kind of standing in the middle of this room, and Liam is not currently within your guys' line of sight as he was helping people filter out the door. Do you guys want to take any action, or are you waiting to see what the nobleman and his guards do?
I draw my sunblade
Okay.
and my
Just ready in action?
yeah, I'm ready to fucking kill these guys, and I also draw my flame blade. I'm ready to fucking murder.
Okay. Hamilton, do you want to do anything, or are you just going to kind of wait to react?
No, chill. I mean, I can't really do anything, so.
That's fair. You're pretty useless.
Yeah.
Topher.
I've got my mace out.
Okay. So, the nobleman and his guards come off the pedestal to the right of you all. And they start to circle around the wall of this room. And they are just slowly moving kind of like in a line around the side of you guys. Now, this is not the side with the exit with like to the outside. However, it is the side with the door that leads to the basement. And they are moving very quickly.
No, they're not. I'm going to cast heat metal at the 4th level on the nobleman.
Okay.
Concentration up to 1 minute. Choose a manufactured metal object, such as metal weapons, has suit of armor, medium metal armor that you can see within range, which is 60 feet. Glows red hot. Any creature takes, 4th level would be 4d8 damage. The creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Okay. So what do they have to beat?
16.
Well, that's going to save because he got a 16. Whatever his modifier is going to be.
Well, fuck.
He has a plus, because you're casting on the main guy. Yeah, he has a +4 con, so that's a 20, not natural.
Okay.
Does it take like half damage if he fails or anything like that?
If you can't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of
Then
my next turn.
He's wearing it, so he can't just like shed it.
Yeah.
So I guess to see a disadvantage on it then? Because I can roll again and take the lower of the two.
Yeah.
Okay. That's crit fail. All right. So, here's how this goes down. You cast this, and it is a bright silver, like metal armor that he's wearing with this elaborate, like ornate gemstones and this outline with these red gems with the white crystals in it embedded. Like I said in the beginning, and kind of showing like the magic of Neverwinter, that the city never, goes under the spell because of the Hot Now Mountain, blah, 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 blah. So when this happens, this entire armor heats up just very, very hot, like so hot that it actually, you see the smoke like coming off his skin, and the nobleman, he starts to he falls over and tries to get the armor off, but he can't quite get it off, and it singes his skin, and at this point in time, he just collapses.
Hell yeah.
And it just goes down into the ground, and he turns into this puddle of lava.
I don't know if I would say hell yeah to that.
Cool with it.
So he just turns into this lava, and then the other two see this, and they just collapse into this lava as well.
Are they all in the same pile of lava?
So they kind of congeal into one, and at that point in time, they, you just see them start to slowly disappear into the floor.
Can I do something as I'm watching this happen?
No.
You can.
At the 3rd level, I would like to cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw 16.
So now you are attacking this congealed pile of lava.
Yeah.
So at the point in time where they become a pile of lava, they're actually an entirely different creature. So,
well, fuck.
That being said, that is a 31. So it does not.
Okay.
Okay, so with a 31, obviously that does not hit. and there is a beam of radiant light that like springs up out of the ground, and then you see all of this like magma like congeal into like a small pile, and it just dissipates into the floor and it disappears.
Okay.
And for all intents and purposes, there is no one in this room with you all anymore. Now, at this point in
Except for
time,
Liam.
I was going to say, just at this point in time, Liam re-enters like what would have been the combat range, like right up to you guys, and immediately starts apologizing. And he says, I'm sorry, gentlemen. You must understand. I was just doing my job. What do we do? What's next?
We gotta find them. I'm assuming they're trying to find this chamber of fuckery.
Okay, so what was the chamber called again?
The Chamber of the Seals.
Oh, yes. There's a bunch of little... you fucking... You beat
There's
me
a bunch
to
of seals in this chamber, and then there's one possum.
Oh, great.
God damn it.
It's actually just a bunch of possums, but they're just dressed up as seals.
Like Seal, like the singer?
Oh,
Yes.
God.
Spirals all over. When you used to see the sun at space.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Should we go after fucking Mr. Nude?
Yeah, at this point, I mean, we don't really have much else to do here. Like, the nobleman
They just
dipped,
see... I mean,
his homeboys dipped. I mean, we could try to go after him, but
they have a Constitution saving throw of probably 30.
I kind of don't want to. Kind of wanting to put that fight off for a while.
Well, what if they find the chamber of seals? They have clubs. I can't.
Do you guys know where the Chamber of Seals is?
Should I know this?
Yes, all of you should be intimately familiar with that since we spent 9 goddamn episodes in it.
I thought that was
they
just Francis's
said,
little
they said
research
it was.
study.
They specifically called out that it was.
Oh, then maybe that's who the guild is.
That's probably who they're talking about.
So the guild is Francis.
Well, it's Francis Thrak.
We should probably go there.
Yeah.
then.
No,
Francis.
they
can
don't know
handle
where it's
themselves.
at. So why would we
Oh, yeah,
potentially
true.
lead them there?
To warn them.
We shouldn't lead them back there.
And
I mean,
even if
how-
they do make it, Francis is pretty tough.
Yeah.
We have to like warn them though somehow.
I'd just be worried that since we know that's what they're looking for, like leading them back. I mean, we can go
They might
back.
follow
but-
us. Or
Yeah.
they might be expecting us to do that.
Yeah.
I think first we need to find Dipshit since he just left.
Who?
Dipshit.
Bartholonude.
Oh.
Yeah, but then what if they... Well, I guess they can't really reappear in the city and continue what they were doing, so...
Yeah.
But we're just
I was
leaving
gonna
the
say,
city
you
in
guys made
pandemonium.
it substantially harder for them to do anything. But remember, these guys are shapeshifters, and they can take any shape that they want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
but now
that's-
they're not going to be in a place of like that much power, so...
Potentially, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, over the city.
Now everyone
but,
trusts you guys, so
but
they could just come back as you guys.
Yeah.
I watched Josh's face when you said that, and he just looked genuinely betrayed. He was like,
You should tell Liam, like, if they come back as us... if
I had
we
not
come back-
considered this situation.
We need to have a code word.
Safe word.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Code word is possum.
There it is. That's the code word. It's possum.
fine with it.
I don't know what this fleshlight is that you're talking about, but I guess that'll be the safe word.
So what are we doing?
We're going to give them a code word. We're going to go to the... I feel like we should go to the Ice Rune Mountains then.
Well, we don't want to go without Bartholonude.
Bartholonude obviously wants to go without us. So,
Fair.
Let me ask you a question, and I'm just genuinely curious. Ice Rim Mountain, what's your reasoning for going there?
whatever happened last time about the Ice Rim
Well,
Mountain.
because we said, I mean, I agree. I think we should try to warn Francis and all them about what's going down here. We're obviously not ready to take on the nobleman, this homie, straight up. Like, that just doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah, we're going to need some help with that.
We figured out where potentially the seal is here, right? And they're guarding it.
Yeah.
And they were saying that before they break that seal, that they want to like find the guild, kill the guild, and then break the seal. So like, it seems like they have.
Well, remember that seal is the physical seal, and that seal cannot be broken until the rest of the seals are shattered too.
Right. So now that we're kind of like, we've kind of fucked their plans here. We warn the guild, and then we move on. Like, we can't fight them. Like, obviously, that doesn't seem like a great plan.
No, not at all.
Not
but
yet,
it's
at
like
least.
it's like Daniel said. Like if we go there, there's the chance that they'll make it to the guild as well.
Right. So, warn them somehow. Whether it's send a message to Chrysalix to tell him like, hey, drop by and just be like, hey, by the way.
Yeah, where did Chrysalix go?
Who cares?
I mean, we kind of need him now. So we want to send him a message.
Fuck him.
So who are we going to send the messenger to?
Why don't you, like, fly back to Francis's?
Oh yeah, I could do that.
You're just a bird.
Just the
You go
bird
there.
with the word. You know what I mean?
Warn your mother.
All right, let's do stuff. I'm gonna.
Bard.
Topher.
But then we're gonna separate though. Like we're ultra separated with you, who's basically rendered useless, and
Yeah, I have a feeling
You-
that from the sky it's going to be impossible to see a giant dragon riding an ethereal dragon.
Yeah.
where'd he go?
We don't know. He just dipped.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you're flying over
We're
the
separated.
city, you're going to get out of the city quicker. You'll probably be able to see him.
All right, yeah, I guess that's what are you guys gonna do?
Start heading towards the gates.
Yeah, I mean, I guess tell Liam that he's in charge now, and try to get out of Neverwinter so we can, So I guess we're just gonna make the trek towards
Yeah.
the east side while he goes and warns Francis and them.
All right, let's fucking go.
So what are you doing?
I'm flying to the fucking guilds,
So you're going to where?
back to Francis and them.
Do you know where they are?
No, I don't have a fucking. I don't know exactly where they're at. I'm sure Benedict does, since he was there at one point and traveled all the way back to Neverwinter.
This is my complaint with this situation. You guys want to fly back to Francis's house?
No, I want to fly back.
Okay,
to
you want to fly back to Francis's house. What if Francis isn't in her house?
Well,
He
I'm
leaves a
fucked.
note.
I'll leave.
No, the reason I'm saying that is because if you recall, it took a special key to get into the chamber. It was a special key that unlocked a portal on the floor that existed, we talked about it, in a dimension that was not accessible, did not exist below the surface of the house.
So are they just going to stay in there?
So there may be a way that you could get in. There might not be, but without the key, you can't gain access yourself. And there's not like a way for them to be able to tell that you're standing there waiting to get in.
There's not like security measures to tell them that anybody's outside or anything like that.
Well, no one can get in, so why would they have them? Like the security measure is the obscurity.
I mean, would
Well,
it make
if
sense
it's
for us?
inaccessible, then we shouldn't go there, or I shouldn't go there.
I'm not saying that there won't be someone there. I'm just saying I want to make sure before you make a decision that you remember those facts. 'Cause that would be things that you would
I
know.
could just fly there off of a hope, but shouldn't we like make a meeting place where you guys will meet me after I go?
The brandy's made.
Yeah, I can just fly there, come back, and you guys can chill at the Brandy's Maid and do
cool
your
with that.
thing.
That's fun.
Yep. That's the move. All right, I'm in the air fucking flying.
No, before you do that, legitimately, we need to have this conversation between you three and Liam. Like, you already said what you said you wanted to say to him, but I assume he's going to have more questions, so I want you guys to verbalize what you wanted to tell Liam and then kind of give him his marching orders, because he fucked up, he feels apologetic, and he wants to make sure that his plan of action is in line with your guys' plan of action.
Liam, you're in charge now. Good luck. City's in a panic. So,
Yeah, we fucked this all up. Here you go.
yeah, you saw kind of what happened there. A little bit of it anyway. We're going to go. We've got some other things to tend to. So yeah, good luck.
Liam just stabs himself in the face. Like,
There's a possum next to the throne. Might want to wash it first.
Here's some lunch money. Be back in a couple days.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to tell him like where I'm going.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think he wants to know where you're going. He wants he's a soldier. Like he wants
needs
marching
direction.
orders.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, if you guys just want to be like, hey, you're straight up in charge here. Sorry, we fucked shit up, and then head out. Like you can do that, but it may impact the way that things play out.
Yeah.
Whenever you eventually have to come back and deal with this.
We know that Liam's not bad, so there's no other person to put in charge other than like going and finding like Gwent or Ashit.
The real question here, let me just be more specific. What Liam knows now that these guys, their goal, the only thing he was able to pull from that, he doesn't know what it means about Chambers of the Seals. He doesn't know what it means about the seals at all.
Never seen Harry Potter?
He doesn't.
So he doesn't know any of that. But what he heard, he does know who Ball is. And he does know that he doesn't necessarily think it's a good thing that they're coming back. And while that might just be like some whack followers, he also then saw everything you guys did. And that was fucking terrifying for him.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So now it's not just about him getting control of the city.
Yeah.
So he's terrified. He's looking for you guys to direction. If that's all you want to say to him and then dip, that's fine. That's completely up to you guys. I just want to make sure you guys are in the loop of how Liam's feeling right now.
I think you should relay to him that we will give him, like, now's not the time to give him all the information.
Liam, there's a lot of things that are going on in the world right now, and obviously you've just seen some very evil, dark shit. There's a lot of things that we could tell you, but I don't think now is the time. I'm not sure if these creatures will be back, but I doubt that they will at least manifest themselves in the form that they did. But you need to keep an eye open because they can take the form of pretty much anything. Now we have to go somewhere else.
We can't tell you.
We can't tell you where, but
Secret.
you might want to get the rest of the guards that you trust here, because the city doesn't have a ruler, but it's going to need somebody that they can trust to guide them. So you might want to ready the army and get ready for what could be a battle.
And as he's telling Liam all this, I am putting the dead body of the nobleman up on the throne.
There you go. It's a symbol of nobility. Good to see you.
All right. So you say that, and then Liam responds with, if they can turn into anyone, how will I know it's you all if you come back?
We'll make a safe word.
What is
Not a possum.
Safe word is raccoon.
No, it's not a possum. That's what we're if we come back and he just says possum, it's not us. Not a possum. That will be the phrase.
So is that it? Is that what you want to tell him? Not a possum?
Not a possum is the word. That's how we'll know.
That's how you'll know if it's us.
All right. Liam looks confused, but
And I specifically
that's pretty obscure. So
will
I mean,
slap your ass. I would just give him a pat on the butt.
So Liam hears the safe word, the
a
word
possum.
check being not a possum.
It's a
He gets a
phrase.
nice slap on the ass, and Benedict heads out the door.
Good luck, buddy.
Topher, Hamilton, do you guys say anything, or do you just follow Benedict?
I'll leave.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
All right, so you guys all leave, and after you're gone, Liam strolls over to the other side of the room, and on the floor, there is a set of armor. And he kind of kicks it over with his foot, and it has the symbol of Neverwinter on it. And he leans over and picks it up and carries it up to the throne where the body of the nobleman's currently resting. And he pulls the body off of the throne and kind of symbolically places the armor on the throne. And then we'll come back outside with you all. So you guys all come outside and you guys talk it all. I know that all the conversations about what you were going to do happened out of game. So do you guys converse?
You all find Bartholonude. I'm going to the Francis chamber. I'm going to go talk to my mommy.
Well, Topher, if Benedict is going to look for Francis, then maybe we should try to find Bartholonude. Should we head down to the Brandy's Main?
Yeah, we can look there. And then if he's not there, then I guess we could check his house. Maybe he went back there. And then if he's not there, I don't really know where he would even go, but I don't think that we should stay in Neverwinter very long.
Now that you've said that, Topher, it actually makes me think maybe we shouldn't go to the Brandy's Main. Maybe we should go to Bartholonude's house. Because last time we were there was whenever we first encountered the guards.
We can go there first and see. Because he just left. He's nowhere outside here, so it's hard to tell where he would go.
Okay. I'll meet you guys at Bartholonude's place.
Ready, break.
Benedict, keep an eye out for anybody that might be following you. We don't know if these guards think this pile of goo has transformed into anything else or anybody else, so just keep an eye out.
Yes, I will keep my eyes peeled.
And when I shift into a bird.
What kind of bird are you?
I'm a
possum owl.
I'm a what?
A possum owl.
An owlsome.
An owlsome.
No. I'm a discreet bird. I'm a pigeon. But when I shift, I make sure that I have eyes that are banana peels. so I can keep them peeled.
So you can keep them peeled.
Comedic genius.
Right?
That's pretty.
All right. Yeah. There I go.
Hamilton, what kind of bird was that? His eyes were really fucked.
It's a banana pigeon.
Bananagen.
It's a bananagen.
So me and Hamilton start going in the direction of Bartholonude's house.
Okay. So it probably will come as no surprise to you all
That's a 2-hour walk.
Not what I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
It'll come no surprise to you guys that people in the city all around you are like panicking. All right, so Benedict, you are flying along and your eyes are peeled. So you're looking around for Bartholonude, I'm imagining, while you're flying towards Francis's house. And you recall where Francis's house is, that it's on the northeastern end of the city, far away from where you are. But I would say, as the crow flies, it's probably only about a 10-minute flight, and you could easily see it. You fly high enough away, and as you're moving that direction, you see like the grassy plateau on the edge of the city walls where Francis's house is. There's the tree off to the left of the house, and there's the pathway that leads down from the house all the way down to the off the hillside, and then in between the buildings where you guys traveled the first time you were here. And as you get closer, you see someone entering Francis's home.
Do I recognize them?
You're too far away. You're too high up. You just see a large body entering the home.
Very large. Okay. Well, I don't like that, so I'm going to swoop down real fast. And,
okay. Kind of give me the semantics of the swoop down. Are you just going to stay in bird form, or are you transforming?
No, like I want it to be like cool, you know. As I'm like getting towards the landing zone, I want to shift back into Dwarven.
There's another dwarf outside with like little sticks and lights,
Yeah.
like waving you right in front of the door.
Right there. Yep.
Landing zone.
All right, so you superhero land, and then you turn and thank the dwarf that just flagged you down.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Gave you landing clearance.
He just turns around and he's like, welcome, and then just walks over the hill.
See you.
All right, so you are now standing in front of Francis's doorway, which has a closed door.
I open the door.
Okay. And you are now standing in her kitchen. Like we described it before, there's a small stone table. There's some counters, stone countertops. There's a small, like before, a small door that leads down into like the underground bunker where food was stored and kept cooler. And there is a hallway that leads down. And at the end of that hallway, there's a door to the right and door to the left. And you recall that the door to the left is the study room, and the door to the right was the bedroom, in which under the carpet had the keyhole.
Okay. And I can't see like
No, you're still standing in the kitchen at this point.
where's this dude? Like
You don't see him.
he just walked in and disappeared.
I mean, it had been probably a good like 10, 15 seconds after he walked in the house that you probably stuck the landing. So, I mean, he has a decent head start on you wherever he may be.
Okay. I'm gonna go like look through all the rooms then.
Okay. So you walk down, and there's a room to the right and a room to the left. None of these rooms have doors on them, so it's just like open rooms. So you can see into them as you're approaching them.
Yeah,
so I don't want to just assume. So just kind of explain how you're kind of like scoping this area out.
So I'm kind of frantically searching for this dude because I didn't know who it was that just tried to walk into the house. So I walk up, I like peep through the left door. Do I see anything?
So you peep into the left door, you just see like scattered paper and everything like that. Just looks like it was last time you guys were here.
Okay, and the right door?
So you lean out your head and then make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 20.
Okay, I'm going to contest that. It's a 24.
Sick.
You put your head into this room, and immediately there is something gripping your head, and you get slammed into a wall, and your vision is black.
Benedict, wake up.
Oh, no, what? Look. Through the trees. Is this what you were referring to?
And you kind of sit up. You are still riding on this bear's back, and you look through the trees, and you see a giant square building. And this building is made entirely of stone. The walls are about 20 feet high, and there are, from the way you guys are approaching it, you guys are kind of coming out of the forest, and the forest kind of circles this building, and there's some small like tenements and little guard shacks and things like that around the edges of the building. But for the most part, this is the most prominent building in this small area. And there are two guards that are stationed at the front entrance, one to either side. And at the corners on the top of the building, you notice that there are now guards stationed at the top as well. And they are wielding bows and arrows. And there's one, it is a perfectly square building. And from where you can see one, the corner closest to you, and one at the far left and far right corners that you can also see. So you can assume there may be another guard on the backside corner of the building as well.
Yeah.
You do recognize this as the orphanage in which you had just escaped. So it has been probably a day or two since you escaped this, and this druid has accepted your offer. You would help him hunt down whoever this was that wiped out his entire village, and in exchange, he would help you free your brothers and sisters from this orphanage.
Hell yeah.
So he says,
Is this the building you speak of? It seems heavily guarded.
nearly impossible to gain entry to.
It is.
What is your plan of attack?
I haven't thought that far ahead. I just want to make sure the bad people die and the good people get to leave.
Is there more than one entrance? Or is it the only one in the front here with the 2 guards?
Can I recall the entrance? You said there was an entrance in the back?
Make an insight check for me.
Starting out great. Skills, none. Perfect.
Skills emptied.
Oh, okay. My insight's actually pretty good. That's going to be a 12.
12?
Yeah.
I would say that would be good enough. I mean, you kind of were raised here
spent my
in
whole
this
life here.
torture fest. So I would say a 12 is perfectly fine. So you do know that this is the main entrance. There is one entrance that is an emergency exit only, is pretty much what you guys used it for. But it is near the back. It is. It was not guarded, as it is kind of buried under some shrubbery and brush that's near the back of the facility, or I should say the building. So there's a potential you guys might be able to go in that way and see if you have a better shot, or at least circle back that way in the woods.
Okay. Well, I tell him that if I
remember correctly, there is a entrance around back. It was an emergency exit. If we could circle around the guards, I feel like we could get in that way.
Okay, so you guys are still in the woods, kind of far away, so not to get seen by the guards, because the guards are on high alert. So he does that. It's not a huge building. I mean, it's big, but it's not long. It's not going to take hours to travel around the other end. He backs up far enough into the woods as to not be seen moving, and he circles back around the back side of the building, which is actually towards the north. So he goes back around that way, and sure enough, at the back side of the building, there are 2 guards that are on the roof, just as you suspected, but there is no one guarding the back entrance. And as you recall, there are bushes and shrubbery lining the back, and you know the entrance is slightly in the ground, and it's behind the bushes.
Benedict, do you recall? Is this the entrance that you spoke of?
That is the entrance, yes. Well, exit, but we're going to enter it.
Do you recall if it's guarded on the inside? If we could find a way to get in?
It's possible it could be, since I had just escaped a couple of days ago.
It seems more plausible than going through the front entrance. I have a plan, if you would like to hear it.
Of course.
Obviously, you know I'm a druid. Mm-hmm. And it's been clear to me that you are as well, but we have not attuned your powers yet. We'll get to that, as I promised. You stay here. I will transform into an owl, and I will draw the attention of the guards up top. And you'd make a dead sprint for the door.
The main entrance?
Not the main entrance. The one behind these bushes here that you claim is here. Yeah. And if it is not here, if they've sealed it off, climb into the bush anyway, and we will figure something out.
Okay.
So you climb off of his back, and he transforms into an eagle. And you see him fly up into the air, and he starts circling the building. Okay. He doesn't want to be too conspicuous, so he doesn't just fly directly at them. So he circles the building, and you can see him. He kind of comes down, and he lands between the 2 guards, and they don't really think anything of him at first. Now, he is an eagle, so he's big. He's a big bird.
Yeah, big bird.
And whenever he lands, he kind of jumps back and forth, acts all bird-like, and he starts to run over towards the guard. And he starts pecking at the one on the left's foot. And then he raises up, and he grabs the helmet from the one's head, and he flies off with it. So he flies back into the woods, and he drops the helmet on the ground near you. What do you do?
I put the helmet on, yeah.
Put the helmet on.
Yeah, put the helmet on.
All right, so you can see the guards still. That one is agitated, and he has actually drawn his bow.
Yeah.
So this time the eagle flies off through the woods, and you see him come out of the trees, and he is like darting straight for the other guy at his back, and he actually picks off this guy's helmet as well, and he flies off with it. And so they're pissed off.
Yeah, they're real mad.
So he comes back into the woods, the eagle does, flies back into the woods, and he goes where they are, straight in between where the guards are, and flies out, and they both pull out their bows, and he starts flying around in the air. And they are both looking directly at the eagle, trying to shoot him out of the air.
All right, so while they're looking at him, I'm just going to make the dead sprint.
Make the dead sprint? Okay.
Yep.
All right, make an athletics check for me. That's never good.
That's good. That's a 10.
Oof, a 10.
Yeah.
All right, so
my athletics is plus 5.
R.I.P. Are you rolling a D12 or a D20?
No, I'm rolling a D20. It's just bad.
Okay, so you take off running, and when you do, one of the guards catches he sees you sprinting
okay
in the dirt. So he turns around and he pulls back his bow and arrow, and then obviously the druid sees this, and he's going to make a beeline for the back of this guy's head as an eagle. So he's going to try to insert eagle noise here. He is going to make a attack at this guy with advantage because he is.
What if he just flies right through his head?
All right, so that is a 19. So he definitely hits. So I wouldn't say this would do a substantial amount of damage, because the goal here is just to distract him. Yeah. So, I mean, but he's a big eagle, and he's got talons, he's got claws.
Hurt.
Yeah, so he kind of stabs his beak into the back of this guard's skull, and his talons just like dig into this guy's neck. And as he doesn't want to get shot, obviously the other guard isn't going to launch an arrow right at this other guard's head, especially without armor on it. The eagle kind of pulls back, and the guy falls off the edge of the building. So the other guard just like runs over to him, and at this point in time, the guard at the other end of the building has caught on as well to what's going on, and he runs over and is looking at the guard that has fallen off the edge of the building, and they are not on you anymore.
All right.
So I would say by this point in time, you get near the edge of the bush. How do you want to handle this?
I think I should just like go for the door.
Just leap right over the bush and just jump in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of shit happening right now. I need to not be in the bush. And the other guard knows that I'm there, right?
Yeah, the guard that has the eagle on his head, he definitely knows you're there.
What about, the other...
The other guard still had no idea.
Oh, he doesn't know.
No, he was still shooting at the eagle. The one guard saw you, pulled out his bow and arrow, and was getting ready to shoot you, and then the eagle attacked him.
Okay. All right, yeah, that changes things a little bit. So the one with the eagle fell off the building, or the one that got attacked by my boy.
He fell off the building. He was dragged off
building.
the side of the building by the eagle.
Okay. Man, I'm gonna hide in the shrubbery.
Okay. So make a stealth check for me. You kind of with advantage because the other two guards don't know you're there.
Jesus, thank God. That's a nat 20.
Hey, nice. Okay, so you just kind of dive right into the bushes, and with a nat 20, whenever you kind of dive into the bushes, you roll right into the edge of this opening, because it's not really a door. It's more of just like an opening that kind of goes down into the back part of the building.
Yeah.
So you kind of roll into it, and you roll right in quietly, and nothing on you, even your helmet, your head's kind of raised. It's not making any clinking noises, and you roll right into this room. And it is very dark. Now, where you're at in this room, you are very familiar with the area that you were in. The room that you rolled into, it is in the back of the one-on-one training grounds. This is where they would have the guards stationed around. They'd be poking you guys, prodding you guys, and if you guys weren't fighting or killing each other or doing whatever the slave masters there wanted, they would tie you to the post and they would whip you until you were dead. So this is where the brutality took place. Yeah. So I would imagine that whenever you roll in here, not only are you fueled with anger and rage, but you are also probably a bit of like a PTSD moment.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, you were here for what, like 10, 15 years? This is This is not a great place. Now, what you do recall about this, make an insight check for me. Or a history. Insight. Insight makes more sense.
That's an 18.
Okay. So with an 18, you recall that there is only one other area that leads to this room. So there's the back door that you came through, and then there are 4 posts in the room, and there are tables along from where you're standing along the left wall, and it is just a stone room. And there are, like I said, 4 pillars in the center of the room where they would tie you guys to, and if you guys weren't fighting or if they wanted to torture someone, something like that. But this is also, the floor is all sand. This is where you guys would fight, kind of like a little gladiator arena. To the right of you is the staircase. It leads, it's not a huge staircase. It goes up maybe 4 or 5 stairs and leads into the hallway, which has 5 cells in it. And there are, from what you recall, there are guards that patrol that hallway. However, you rolled in here stealthily. So how do you want to handle this?
So am I looking at the stairway, or did I go up the stairway yet and I'm looking down the hallway?
You just rolled in here and you stood up. So
Okay.
you are still just standing in the center rear of the room.
Okay. So I would kind of want to peek up the stairs to see if like the guards are actually there.
Okay, so now the stairs don't directly lead into the hallway where the guards normally patrol. It's like the stairway is just like leads up to the doorway that leads into that room. So you could go up the stairs without being seen. You don't see anyone in this room.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll just go up the stairs then.
Okay, so you walk up the stairs and you are now in a rectangular space, and in the back of that rectangular space there is a stone archway that leads into a hallway that you recall has the prison cells in it. Now, do you peek out the hallway? Mm-hmm. Do you listen? How do you want to do this?
I want to listen.
Okay.
I'm going to listen to see if I can hear like any of the guards talking or anything like that.
Okay. Let us make that sounds like it'd be a stealth check.
Yeah.
Just to hear, or make an investigation check. I'm sorry.
Investigation?
Yeah.
I have -1 investigation, so that's going to be a 16.
Well, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
So you kind of put your ear like slightly around the corner, not so much that it could be seen by any guards that may be patrolling that hallway, and you hear a few things, actually.
Okay.
You hear some people's voices. You hear some coughing. You hear some light mumbling and groaning, and then you hear footsteps. Now, remember, this hallway, from what you can recall, as you exit this hallway, the entire left of the hallway leads all the way down. There's one room all the way near the end, and then it branches into another hallway. To the right side, that entire wall has 5 prison cells aligned to it. So the noises that you're hearing likely could be prisoners. People could be walking around. They could be sick, the coughing. And then the walking could be a guard. So how do you want to handle this?
I'm going to peek through the door, and if, depending on like where this guard is or who's walking or like where he's facing, will decide my next actions.
Okay. So you peek through the doorway, and immediately across from you, across the hallway, there is a prison cell. And there is, in that cell, sitting across from you, there is a tiefling that you recognize.
Yeah?
It has only been a few days since you've escaped from here. So these people are probably pretty well known to you.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them don't like you because they're just trying to survive. It was nothing personal. It was just you guys have fought. Yeah. And at this point, you've escaped. You probably harbor no ill will. I would imagine. That's your call. But tell me how you feel about like the people here.
I have no ill will towards any of the fellow orphans except one.
Do you know which one? Because I have a name for everyone in here. So if you just want to give, I have 1 through 12 here. There are 12 other people in this facility.
Okay.
If you just want to pick a number 1 through 12, I'll tell you which one it was.
Oh, okay. Then it's definitely going to be number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9. He was a fucking asshole.
It is a she.
That's so sick. I was literally just thinking that in my head. I was like, oh man, what if it's a girl?
So,
Right.
Benedict, there is one person in this orphanage that you genuinely still do not care for. Her name is Zereni.
Yeah.
She's a female elf. And you assume that she's still here. Tell me, what did Zereni do that earned a lack of affection from you?
Zereni tried to kill me in my sleep.
Rude.
Yeah. She was very upset that I beat her in hand-to-hand combat. She's a very strong-willed lady. And I beat her like day in, day out. And
Every day.
Every day.
Women.
Just
Jeez.
beat the
Benedict.
shit out of her all the time. And yeah, so there was one night where I was sleeping peacefully after beating the shit out of her with my fucking elbows. And she snuck into my room with her battered face and a fork that she got during dinner, and she tried to stab me in the throat. And being the warrior that I was bred to be in this orphanage, I immediately detected it in my sleep, and I grabbed her arm and broke it, and told her if she didn't get out of my room, then I was going to call the guards, and she would be whipped to death. I told her it was either that or get beat by me every day for the rest of our lives.
So, in the scope of the story here, that's you fought every day. It was either fight or die. So, like, if someone tried to kill you in your sleep, it was probably the same mental anguish that you felt day in and day out. So it probably didn't have that much of an effect on you.
No,
like,
it didn't.
emotionally.
Yeah, I didn't.
So, I would say that
I just don't like her.
so it is not Zereni, like I said. It is a tiefling male. You remember that his name is Toxel.
Toxel?
Toxel. Yep.
I liked Toxel.
Toxel looks like a homie.
We had several good matches.
Yep. And he seemed Toxel also, just from what you recall about him, didn't harbor any ill will towards anyone. Everyone seems like, from what you can remember, a lot of these anyway, were just here, and you guys were as close-knit as you could be for being in this place. All of you shared an equal hatred for the guards and the person who controlled this establishment, which you guys really only heard his voice or saw his shadows as he was watching you guys.
Yeah.
So that is who you see directly across the hallway from you is Toxel.
Okay.
And then I'm assuming that's directly across the hall. Do you peek up the hallway to see if you see anything else?
Yeah.
Okay. So it is it's a long straight hallway. So you peek around the corner.
He doesn't see me, right?
Toxel?
Yeah.
He does not yet.
Okay.
Because you're just kind of poking out your head. He's kind of sitting like on the floor, kind of curled up in like a ball. But he's pretty recognizable as a tiefling, male tiefling. Tieflings have tails. You picked him out pretty easily. So when you peek down the hallway, you do see a guard, and he is walking away from you. And you do know that the guard's route is to just walk this straight line back and forth.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kill this guard.
Okay.
I recognize his scent. This guard in particular deserves to die. He, as fucked up as this may sound, this guard, nobody ever knew his name, but he would sexually assault the orphans because he's the only guard that patrols these halls. So he's going to die. He's going to die right now.
This guy deserves it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
maybe I'll give you advantage on every check you're killing this bastard.
Yeah, he's going to die.
So, just to make the story more interesting here. So, let me dive into this guard a little bit. So, this guard he would molest the prisoners here. Now, as you guys were all you guys have been here for many, many, many years. As you guys were older now, is it something that persisted, or was it something that happened when you guys were younger? Or how did that play out?
It's something that happened when we were younger. It was only one time.
One time for you, or one time for everyone, or?
Well, he tried me one time, but I resisted and took a beating for that. But
Gotcha. That's something that probably is like added some deep-seated hatred to like every single person that's locked in this facility. Is it something that's widely known? The other guards didn't care. They didn't even see all of you as people with lives. You guys are just objects to them. Okay, yeah, that makes complete sense. So this guard is walking away from you, and you know that as soon as he gets to the end of this hallway, he might chill for a couple seconds, and he slowly patrols just back and forth. That's his post.
Yeah. So, yep, I'm just going to be as stealthy as I can and move as quickly as I can before he turns around. And
so you're going to go down the hallway, or you're going to wait for him to come back?
No, I'm going to go down the hallway.
Okay.
Or no. Where's Toxel's room?
Toxel's right across the hallway from you.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm going to wait till he comes back then.
Okay. So the guard turns around, and he's slowly strutting back, doesn't suspect anything. And the guard gets right outside the door, right across from Toxel. And then he kind of stops, and he turns back around, and he kind of looks in Toxel's room, and he kind of pokes his head into the room that you're in.
All right, I'm going to get out. I'm going to, as he's poking his head through Toxel's room, that's when I'm going to fling the door open and like.
So there's no door; it's just an archway.
Just an archway. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
so I'd imagine you were just kind of like tucked behind the wall beside the archway.
Yeah.
So how do you want to? You said you wanted to attack him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how do you want to do this? Now there are other guards in this facility. You know their routes, especially with that 18 you rolled earlier on your insight check. So you do know that at the other end of the hall where he ends his patrol, there is another guard that patrols that long hallway as well. So Benedict would know that there is another guard that could potentially see what's happening in this hallway at some point during his patrol.
Okay, so what I want to do, I want to do this as fast as possible. Since I'm a dwarf and he's a lot taller than me, as he's peeking through Toxel's room, I'm going to fucking kick the back of his leg to get him down on his knees, and I'm going to jab my sword in his like the side of his throat and like pierce down into his heart.
Okay, so what we'll need to do here is we're going to need to make a couple checks.
Yeah, that's all right. I was ready for that.
We're going to need to do a sleight of hand check just to see if we can stealthily hit him down, and you're going to have advantage on that because he obviously has no idea that you were here.
Yeah. Sleight of hand. Okay. Fuck yeah. That's going to be a 23.
You want to make it again just to see if you get a nat 20? You get to take the higher anyway, so.
No, it's like 23 again.
Okay. All right, no problem. So, yeah, so you successfully kick him down, and now he's kind of stunned, so now you'll have advantage on your next attack as well. So you want to go ahead and you want to go for the kill shot?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going for the kill shot.
All right, let's give me an attack roll here.
Nat 20.
Nat 20. Damn.
This guy's going to fucking die.
You know what? He was a child molester, so he deserves it.
Yeah, he does deserve that nat 20 death shot.
All right, so
fuck yeah.
You kick his leg out from underneath him, and he falls. And whenever he falls backwards, you are short, and so you catch him in like your arm grasp, and like your whole arm's wrapped around his neck. And when he falls backwards, his helmet falls off, and you kind of lift up your sword, and he turns and he makes eye contact with you right before he gets the sword. So do you say anything to him?
No, I just want him to see my cheesy smile.
So you show some teeth.
I'm back, motherfucker.
So you just like sink your sword. You do it fast, do it slow?
Yeah, I'm like covering his mouth, and I'm like doing it real slow, just like shoving it,
pushing it in there. He's like struggling.
Mm-hmm.
With a nat 20, I'm not even going to make you do like a check to see if there's
Fuck
any.
yes, I love when shit works out like that. God.
So the sword slowly slides in between his collarbone and his shoulder blade, and it sinks down into his heart, and you can feel him struggling, and there's blood that's pouring through your hands. It's warm, and the last death rattle and breath comes out over the course of about a minute as he bleeds out in your arms.
Nice. Hell yeah.
So at this point, Toxel sees you.
Yeah, I want to put him in the Toxel's room.
Okay, so Toxel's...
I trust Toxel.
There is a cell. So Toxel obviously sees you, and he's amped, and he knows like not to make a ton of noise because like if you're coming for them, they're gonna if you're killing guards, they want in on it.
Yeah.
So they're all in cells, so they are all locked in.
Yeah.
So What do you want to do next?
I'm going to get the keys off the guard.
Okay. So make an investigation check.
That's going to be a 7.
Okay. So you do like a quick once over on his equipment. You find like a sword. You find he has the sword on his back as well as a shield, and he was walking around with like a pike. But you do not find any keys on his person. You just find like his general armor. You find his armor, his pike, his sword, and his shield.
Yeah. So
you have all of that equipment at your disposal as well as his armor, but you don't have any keys. So you just assume that the keys are not with this person.
Okay.
Toxel, this is important. I need to get you out of here.
Benedict, where did you come from?
There's no time.
Okay.
Where are the keys? Where are the keys?
This guard does not have them.
Which one does?
They rotate. It's something we don't know. You know this.
Fuck. All right. I'll be back.
He could have them. It could be one of the other guards.
All right. So I'm going to start down the hallway, and I'm going to start killing other guards.
Okay. So down the hallway, as you move, you pass a couple different cells as you go down. You move down to the next cell. There are 5 cells here. Now, what you'll need to take into account is the fact that there is a guard that patrols this hallway, or the hallway at the top. And when he gets to the edge of his post, he can look down this hallway.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you want to account for that. What I will say is that whenever you were looking, just to kind of give you a little bit lay of the land, might give you places to hide. Whenever you are looking down this hallway, each of these cells has about a 7-foot gap between the doorway into the cell and where the cell opens up. So there's like a 7-foot hallway that they have to walk down in order to get into the cells. And about 3.5 feet in is where the door is. Giant iron bar doors that are really thick, not even far enough to where you can barely squeeze your hand through.
Okay.
So there's probably about a 3-foot area you could kind of fall into and hide and get out of the field of vision. So how do you want to handle this?
Well, whenever the guard is walking past, or like walking to the edge where he can look down the hallway, I want to be in like a little crevice, like as close to that hallway as I can.
Okay.
And I want him to be able to see the other guard. Like I want to place the other guard like on the floor so he can see like his boy is dead as fuck. And
you want him to be terrified.
Yeah, I want him to try to rush down the hallway to see what's going on, or like if he's actually dead. And when he does that, I'm going to do the same thing to him.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen. So you go back across from Toxel. Toxel had just finished talking. You told him there's no time, and you had started moving. And you kind of prop him up at the end of the hall to where he's clearly dead.
Yeah.
You just said you want to make it. So you just like lay him down on the floor or something. Take all his shit, however you want to do it. Do you take all of his stuff or?
No, I don't take any of it. I set him. Okay, so what you were saying, where I was, there was like an archway at the top of the stairs, and then there was Toxel's room, and then where I killed him was right in front of that.
Yep.
So right here is a wall, like off to the right.
Yep.
I want to have him like sitting up, like with his head like leaned down like this, so where he can see like the blood coming down his armor and shirt and stuff. And I want him to like have him sitting like there with like his legs spread out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he clearly looks dead. So you start making your way down the hall. You get past the next room and you look in there, and you do see someone again that you are familiar with. There is a male dragonborn, and you recognize this individual as Wygarth.
Wygarth is also cool.
He seems cool.
Yeah.
He's got a cool name.
Yeah, Wygarth is sick.
He's sick. He's the one that's coughing.
Yeah, he's the coughing guy.
You continue down the hallway and you get
I want to wink at Wygarth. Wygarth's going to be pumped.
Wygarth winks back.
Yeah, fuck yeah, he did.
It's all about that life. Sup, dwarf.
Sup, dwarf.
So you continue down the hallway. You don't hear anyone coming yet, as you are nearing the other end of the hall where a guard may appear. So you're I'm imagining you're kind of hugging that wall where you can kind of tuck in. So you kind of tuck into the next cell, and there is a very tall, like 8 foot tall, huge the biggest person in this facility. It is an orc, and you remember this orc, obviously.
Yeah.
It's Shanks.
Shanks?
Yep.
He shanks us.
Yep. So you kind of tuck into his like little cell area, and he definitely sees you. So Shanks is like too big for his bed, but obviously they don't care.
I feel like Shanks was also my homie, though.
I mean, if you had clearly stated that you were one of the better fighters here.
Yeah.
So Shanks...
It's sort of like a respect thing.
Yeah, Shanks respected you, but he always wished he could beat your ass and never understood how like a 4'0" dwarf could just beat the shit out of him.
Yep, he never got it. But
it was not a strength thing. It was a smarts thing. Yep. You know, you just got to be smart in battle. So, and Shanks respected you for that. So, but yeah, Shanks is in this cell, and immediately Shanks also, as you guys have been in this facility for a very long time. You know, if you were free, there was a reason you were free, and he was not about to make a ton of noise to mess it up.
Yeah.
So you still don't hear any footsteps. So you continue up. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Across the room, there is a doorway that leads to your left, and then also on the other side to the right is another cell. So as you get closer, you kind of peek into that cell, and you recognize there is a male elf in there. You recognize him as Aragast. Now, Aragast is asleep on his bed, so he does not see you. And it is later in the evening, as you can hear the night. Earlier, you heard the night forest going, noises in the dark and everything, which is probably why not all the guards are able to see you whenever you took off just the one. So... Again, you have Aragast's cell where he is asleep that you're kind of tucked into right now, but across the way, there is another doorway as you lead in, and as you see the first post there, you immediately remember what this place is. These are the whipping posts. This is where you guys would be tied to for the majority of the day. All of you guys would be tied back to back, face to face, and they would be whipping your guys' stomachs. They'd turn you around, whip your backs. This is also where they would feed you. So you wouldn't have any choice in what you ate. They would just force feed you just enough food for you to be able to make it through. This is also where they'd throw water on you. Whatever caught in your mouth, that was your drink for the day. So that was their way of pretty much forcing you guys to be compliant. Probably a lot of bad memories in there too. So in that room, on either side of the room, the left and the right, there are 8 pillars all in a row. On the left side of the room, 8 on the right side of the room. And it steps down into a lower area where there's only 2 pillars, one on the far north side of the room and one on the far south side of the room. And that was where they would tie the people who had done the worst in battle in the previous weeks, and they would whip them the hardest.
That's where What's-Her-Face was all the time. What was her fucking name again?
The female elf?
Yeah.
The Zareni.
Zareni, yes.
Yep. So
yeah, she was there a lot.
Well, that's why she hated you so much. Yep. She's whipped all the time. Probably couldn't even tell what she looked like.
I was there in the beginning, but yeah.
Get good, homie.
Yep,
You just got to get good.
Yep.
So you can hold up in here with Aragast, or you can tuck into this whipping chamber room. And you do know that the only time there are ever people in this room, there's no other entrance to this room or exit at all. It's just the one that you're standing beside. You do know that there is nothing in here, and there's never anyone in here unless that's what's happening that day.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm going to tuck into the whipping room then.
Okay. So that kind of, it narrows your view of the guard if he were to come around the corner. But what it also does is provides you more of cover because there's more area where you can tuck back. So you get in there. Do you hold on for a couple seconds and just kind of wait?
Yep.
Okay, because you are very close.
Yeah.
So here's what happens. At the end of that hallway, you do hear some footsteps. And the guard gets to the end, and you can't see him because you're kind of tucked behind that wall, and it'd be very apparent if you tucked out. You hear him walking, and he kind of stops, and you don't hear anything else. And then he turns, and he keeps walking. Walks back. He did not see his fellow guard at the end of the hallway dead, but he is gone. He started to walk back.
Okay.
So now what do you do? There is, at the end of that hall, you can see it across the way, and further up the hall, there is one more cell.
Okay, so before the guard gets too far, I want to take the helmet off that I had on.
Okay.
And I want to throw it down the hall at the dead body and make noise.
Okay.
So he thinks like this just happened.
Okay. So you turn around the hallway. He is gone, so you can kind of step freely into the hallway. And you pulled out the helmet, and go ahead and make a strength check for me.
It's a 18 plus my strength.
Oh, geez.
It's plus 2.
Okay.
So it's 20, not a nat.
Okay, so 20 is definitely good enough. I mean, it goes down and it hits the wall behind him, and it kind of falls and clunks on the ground. So it made a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Now, you do hear a quick, and it's not uncommon for noises to be coming from the hallway because it is there are prisoners here.
Yeah.
But you do hear the guard quicken, and he turns around, and he does, you hear it as he approaches, and then he starts to come down the hallway. And you are kind of in. Did you tuck back into the living room?
Yeah, I tucked back in. Yeah.
Okay,
I just got out real quick through the helmet and then got right back in.
Okay, so he kind of looks down, and you can tell you hear him like make like a noise, and then he starts walking down the hallway, and he gets about right past you. And do you do anything like as he's walking past?
When he gets past me, I want to wait till he like actually sees. Like till he actually.
Oh no, he sees it. He's going.
He
he's like on his way down to get a closer look because this is about 100-foot hallway. Like it's a long hallway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know.
So he doesn't know whether
like,
he's like sleeping or anything.
Yeah, I thought it was like 30 feet or something.
No, it's a long hallway. It pretty much spans most of the building.
The long way.
He walks down the hallway enough, just slightly past you enough to like get a good view of what's going on.
Yeah.
And as soon as he realizes what's going on, do you want to do anything before, or do you want to wait?
So he definitely saw him, and like, could I like hear a gasp of breath or anything? Like he's like.
So I'm giving you the opportunity here. So essentially, he doesn't fully realize. He knows there's something up, but he doesn't know he's dead yet.
Yeah,
he's still moving towards him, and I didn't know if you wanted to take an opportunity to do anything to him while he's right in front of you, or if you wanted to wait till he's down far enough to check to see that he's dead.
Well, I don't know if he's going to yell for other guards. So, yeah, I'm going to attack him right now.
Okay. You want to do kind of the same thing?
Kind of the same thing. Yep. Kick him in the back of the leg, try to get him down to my level, and then.
All right. Any interesting backstory about this guard?
He deserves it just as much as the other guard because he knew what the other guard was doing to the orphans. So he is just as guilty.
Okay. He didn't watch, did he?
No, he never watched.
But
weird. He never told anybody either. So.
That's fair.
He's going to die.
Cool. All right. So same thing. Make a, what is it? Sleight of hand?
Yes.
Sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. All right.
Again, you'll have advantage on it because he literally has no clue that you are right behind him.
Okay. 21.
Hey, nice. So you tuck out and you grab him by, you kind of do the same thing. You kick his knee out from behind him, and as he kind of falls over, you grab him and make an attack roll. You have advantage on the attack roll as well because he is now kind of prone, stunned, grappled, I guess you could say.
Plus 8 for everything. So, yeah.
I would say it'd probably just be the +5 just because you're still early.
Okay, just take everything down 3?
Yeah.
All right, so that's an 18 then.
Okay. I mean, that's definitely going to hit.
Yeah.
So it's not a nat, but it is still definitely a hit. So you grab him. Actually, did you roll twice? Because you have advantage.
Oh,
so
no,
just
I
in
didn't.
Case.
Okay. Oh, that's a 22.
Okay. Still a little better. Still not a nat, but that is still going to hit. So what's going to happen here is you have him grappled, and you kind of pull around. Same thing. You kind of slowly sink the sword into him. And whenever
no, I want to kill him fast.
Kill him fast?
Yeah, the other guy deserved the slow death.
Okay.
This guy, I'm going to kill him fast just because I don't want to take any chances.
Okay. So you just like want to run the blade over his throat or something?
Yeah, I
like
just want to slit his throat real quick. Yep.
Okay. So you have him grappled. You slit his throat, and he kind of falls over on the ground. You let him go, or how do you? I don't want to assume that you're just going to let him go after you slit his throat.
No, I'm not going to let him go. I'm going to drag him into the whipping room.
Okay, so as you're dragging him into the whipping room, the damage that go ahead and roll the damage on that.
Oh shit!
Because it could be enough to kill him since you're still low level, but I want to make sure.
Okay. That's going to be a 10.
10?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not enough to kill him because you got double damage on your last one. So what is going to happen here is you start to... he's definitely still grappled. So he isn't dead, so what he's going to do is he's going to roll a strength contest against you.
Okay.
I only rolled a 10, so
Okay.
just got to beat a 10.
That's an 11.
Oh, barely. So he like struggles back and forth, and he's bleeding. He's like desperate. He actually breaks your grasp, but immediately you grab right back onto him, and you're probably pretty nervous because that was
that was a close
call.
one. Yeah.
And
I want to make sure he's dead. This
okay,
time,
you want to
yeah.
attack him again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just going to try to
attack
cut his
roll.
head clean off.
Okay.
Just decapitate him.
His throat's already cut. You have a nice little
Yeah.
entryway there.
That's a 14 plus. Oh yeah, plus 5. Yeah, so 19.
Yeah, 19 definitely hits. So he was close enough to where it's going to kill him. So you kind of put your sword in the same spot and you just pull it back with as hard as you can, and it just like severs clean through. You feel like the spine break as you're pulling it through.
Oh yeah,
and you feel his head like slide off of his neck, and then it just topples onto the ground, and you are just covered in his blood as it just pouring out onto your chest.
Yep. So I want to like push him away.
Okay.
I just want to like throw him off me.
So there was a bit of a struggle, and it did wake Aragast.
Yeah, Aragast, yeah.
So Aragast like runs over to the cell, and he looks up the hallway and doesn't see anything, and he sees you. You're directly across from him, and he sees you and runs directly to his cell doors and looks across, and he sees the dead guard like you just shoved on the ground there, that his head rolled away, and he says,
Benedict, what are you doing here? What, are you here to rescue us?
I'm here to free you all.
Okay, I'm sorry.
and he's like a nervous body.
Yeah.
And he starts pacing back and forth in his cell. This guy's also one of the people that would get whipped a lot.
Yeah.
He's not a great fighter. He's very nimble. He is an elf, so he's very quick on his feet. Mm-hmm. If he ever did win, it was just because he was fast. So now those guys are dead. There is still one cell at the top, and there is no longer any guard patrolling that hallway. Now there is this hallway makes a U shape. So
there's another guard.
There's another guard that he doesn't come down this hallway, but he frequents the other end where there's more prison cells.
Yeah.
So he walks a hallway that's parallel to the one you were with all the prison cells.
Yeah, the U
and
shape,
it connects at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a potential that he could wonder where the other guard is, but you look down that hallway and you don't see him. There is another cell where there's someone that is sitting on his bed. He doesn't appear to be asleep. Actually, it looks like he's reading. It is a male human, and you do recognize that as Archelaus. Archelaus.
Okay. I remember Archelaus being really, really good fighter, but also like he's maniacally evil. Yeah.
Chaotic.
Yeah, he's chaotic evil for sure.
Okay.
But no, he liked everything about. He likes this place. Like,
he enjoyed the torture and
yeah, he's fucked up. Yeah, this guy's fucking weird.
All right, Archelaus.
Yeah.
No wonder he's in the number one cell where he can be seen by both guards.
Yeah, he's probably reading a fucking necromancy book or necrophilia book or something.
Necrophilia book. Hell yeah. Well, there's a couple dead guards.
Yeah, and he's got his chance.
Well, okay, so he actually, given that information about him, he looks out and he sees you in the hallway, and he just kind of grunts and goes back to reading his book.
Yeah, I figured.
He's just like, whatever, it happens.
Yep.
So now, what do you do?
I just ignore him, and I actually want to ask Aragast.
Aragast, yep.
Aragast.
Airgast.
Air gas.
Ear gas. Do you know which guard has the keys today?
I don't. Have you checked the body of the one you just killed?
Nope. I'm going to do that right now.
Good idea.
All right, yeah, I'm going to check that body. Investigation.
Okay. Yep.
Fuck yeah. That's a 15.
Okay.
I have
So
-1,
you go back to this guard's body, and you pull out he has a normal like sword, shield, armor, and then he has a pike that he was carrying as well. and you kind of roll him over to see if there's anything else on him. And sure enough, whenever you roll him over on his side, a set of keys is on his belt.
Hey.
Now this is a big key ring. It's got like 15, 20 keys on it. So and you know that every key is slotted to one lock. So it will take some time. So you are on a time constraint as far as getting these guys out.
Yeah.
So you grab the keys here. Now, again, something I will tell you, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but something I will tell you is you have 5 prisoners that are accessible, 1 that may be in a line of sight of another guard potentially. So you have 4 that you could potentially access without being seen at the moment. There's nothing to say that another guard might not get suspicious and come running. But you also have armor and swords and shields and pikes at your disposal that have been dropped by these guards that you've killed.
Yeah, so I can arm some of my homies.
Yep. And your guys are no one to fuck with.
Yeah,
you guys are trained killers.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to try to get Shanks out. And
number 1.
Yeah.
Big boy.
Yeah, big boy. And then I'm going to try to get Toxel out.
Okay, so you walk up to Shanks' cell and you pull out the key ring. I'll tell you what, we're just going to do there's a lot of keys here. There's no way you would know. So what we're going to do here is you're just going to make a straight up and down check.
Okay. That's a 2.
A 2? Okay, so you grab a key and you put it in the lock and you turn it and it doesn't work.
All right.
So you move on to the next key?
Yep.
All right.
Shit. That's a 15.
Okay, so you put another key into the lock here and you turn it and it works.
Hell yeah.
So you open up the door and swings open, and this massive orc walks up to you. He's not wearing a shirt. He's complete battle scars. He's got not a loincloth, but
I can smell his balls.
Yeah, you can smell his sweaty butt crack as he walks towards you, and he leans over and goes,
"Thank you."
And do you give him anything or?
Yeah, I tell him that
there's a guard in the whipping room. There's armor. I mean, it's not going to fit you, but there's weapons.
Okay, so his cell is just a little bit, just a couple steps away. So he walks out and he's kind of hunched over as not to make a ton of noise because it's a booming big dude. Mm-hmm. So he walks out and walks in there, and you can hear him shuffling around with what's in there. And he kind of equips himself. Now, while he's doing that, do you want to move on down the hallway still?
Yeah, I'm going to go work on Toxels. Actually, I'm going to tell him,
Shanks, I got the first 2 guards. I need you to go take care of the other one while I go get Toxel.
There could be more than the 1 guard that normally patrols. You know there's more areas here.
I know where they're at. Task.
Okay.
Just take out, if you have to, take one out. But if not, just keep patrolling.
Sever his head from his body and eat his spine.
I give him the fucking Viking handshake.
Hell yeah. It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts a lot. I don't say anything, though.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a bitch in front of this guy. So you guys Viking handshake, and he kind of stealths his way up to the end, and he's kind of peering, kind of getting a gauge of when the other guard is going to come up, and so that way he knows when to take off. And you head back down to Toxel's cell.
Yep.
All right, so you get on a Toxel cell, and you pull out the key ring, and he is a tiefling. He is fully clothed. He's got almost like wizard's robes on, but he's not a magically inclined dude other than the basic infernal magic that tieflings know. But it's been so long since he's been able to study that. He's just a simple hand-to-hand fighter. Now, Toxel, you and Toxel were pretty tight. He was a decently skilled fighter, but this was not his forte. Yeah. Every bit and ounce of skill and I should say strength that came from this guy came solely from his drive to stay alive.
Yeah.
And every once in a while you'd see him tap into his infernal magic and try to pull some life force forward, but it was few and far between that Toxel was ever on top, and it was always he was near the bottom, but he just did well enough to stay out of
the whipping room,
out of the whipping posts.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but he was your homie. You guys got along, and he looked out for you, and so you pull out your key ring and go ahead and make a straight up and down check.
That's a 16.
Okay, so you pull out a your key ring and you randomly grab a key because there's a lot of key rings. You just try one, and sure enough, it works.
Hell yeah.
On Toxel's door, and he opens up, and right outside of his door is the guard that you had killed sitting there and up in his little position that you propped him up in.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Toxel, I need you to grab a weapon off of this guard, and we're gonna get everybody out of here.
So Toxel not only he doesn't say anything, he just kind of nods, and he grabs the helmet that you threw. He puts it on. He starts to take the armor off, and because you kind of sunk the sword down beneath the guy's armor, so all the armor and everything is still intact, and he kind of suits up and kind of preps for battle. So now what you do here is you look up the hallway, and you do not see Shanks anymore. Shanks has went on, and you hear and then you hear just a bash, and then you hear someone running back towards you guys.
Okay.
And at the top of the hallway, you guys are all the way at the other end, and at the top of the hallway, you see Shanks turn the corner, and then you hear an alarm sound.
Oh, fuck.
So now Shanks takes off running back down towards you guys, and he says,
Benedict, did you alert the guards outside?
No, I had help. I have a friend outside. He's taking care of it.
There is a chance they knew we're here. Not by my doing, but there is someone here. The guards are alert. What should we do?
We'll kill them all.